Guys, thank you so much for sitting through that. I hope that at the very least you're all starting to feel a little bit of the power that can and be November Project. And even more importantly, the fact that it's open to every single one of you. All you got to do is show up. I got one last story for you, and hopefully it is a little bit closer home. It's my friend and co-leader, Fredricks.
Hey guys, so my story is nowhere near as intense as any of theirs, but it means a lot to me because it is my story, and if you asked me 2 years ago if I would be standing up in front of people talking about free fitness and leading a group of people, I would have told you you're funny, because I kind of did that in high school and in college, and I was ready to move on from that and just kind of be me in my own little shell. So, a little background, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, went to the University of Texas at Austin, and then moved here for my first job out of college, graduated. A week later I was in New Orleans in a home with 3 other girls. That being said, I had no one here that I knew personally besides those roommates, and I wasn't really connecting with them. But on my first day in New Orleans, my mom, we had started unpacking, we were waiting for the movers, and she was like, oh, they're not going to be here for 2 hours, we're going to go meet Linda. I was like, who is Linda? Linda, will you stand up real quick? Everyone, give Linda a round of applause. This is Linda, she works at Varsity Sports, and she is the reason I showed up to November Project. So I went by work where Linda was at Varsity Sports. She gave me this little sheet of paper, recommend going picking it up, but she kind of ran through it and she pointed to one. She said, this is November Project, they work out Wednesdays and Fridays, Wednesdays at Superdome, and I know you're going to work at the Superdome, that'd be so convenient, they must have showers, and I was like, I'm not going to get a shower there, but cool. And so I took it with a grain of salt, put it on my desk, and went back and moved into my house, started my job. The second Wednesday I was in town, officially as a New Orleanian, was my birthday, and I was like, I'm not going to show up on my birthday, I don't want anyone to know me. Third Wednesday was June 15th, and I decided to show up, and I don't think he's here, but Lou was one of the leaders, and I walked in, and I had gotten a little rundown, like, bring water, you can park on pointers, all this great stuff. And I walk up knowing no one, and this guy comes up and gives me a big hug, and I was like, who are these people, and why do they have energy at 6 in the morning? And so I kind of just went with it. We did the newbie bounce, we ran around the stairs, we did the stairs for like 15 minutes, and Lou warned us, the stairs are just the warm-up, don't kill yourself on the stairs, and I didn't listen. And so it was a very humbling experience, that first workout, because I almost threw up at the end, and I was getting my ass whooped by people that were double my age. And so I was like, okay, these people are cool. Started showing up every Wednesday. I wasn't committed to Fridays yet. And then my first Friday I went was probably a month later. We played Capture the Cones on the levee. And I was like, well, these are all adults that are going to their day jobs or school, and we're playing Capture the Cones. Like, what is this? And it started to click. Like, this is not normal. The things we are doing at November Project do not happen many places. But the cool thing is, it was happening here in New Orleans every Wednesday and Friday. And people started to learn my name, and I started to have friends, and I didn't have to stay at home in my room avoiding my roommates because I didn't want to be with them, but I could go to the bar or go on a run in the morning with friends, and they liked me. And I liked them, and it worked. And so it started to feel comfortable, and it started to feel like home, and my mother hated it because I told her I liked New Orleans and I wasn't coming back home to Houston. But about 3 months in, I'm running the laps at the Superdome, and Lewis, that same guy, was like, hey, I have a question. I'm in the middle of a circuit. And I was like, yeah, what up? And he was like, you want to be a leader? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm 3 months into being in New Orleans. Who, why, would, what? And continued running. I ignored him. I was like, I'll think about it. I finished that next lap, and I told him yes. And 3 months later, they brought me on, and it's now been 16 months, and it's been the best thing that has honestly ever happened to me. I'm 23 years old, and I found the best thing that will probably ever happen to me here in New Orleans. And it causes me to shake and shiver because I was totally uncomfortable when I started, and I didn't know who I wanted to be, and I came here, and I was like, New Orleans is weird and quirky, and I don't think I'm gonna like it at all. And I did, and I fell in love with it. And y'all started challenging me to push my boundaries. And I tell people to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And they said it in the show, and I laugh because there are two people out there that I yell it at because I know they can run faster. But a year ago, this weekend, I ran the Crescent City Classic at like right under a sub 8-minute pace, and I threw up at the end. I hated every mile, that 6.2 mile run. And it was terrible, and I thought that was the fastest I was ever gonna run a 10K. This past weekend, I ran a half marathon at a 7:27 pace. And I don't even work out with it sometimes. Like, I just show up and lead y'all.
She forgot to mention that she was the first female on that marathon.
The fact of the matter is, you might have the goal to walk this 10K to Saturday. Just finish. And that is good enough for November Project. You might have the goal to be the top 10 male or female, top 500, get a poster. Just beat your goal from last year by 2 seconds. Whatever your goals may be, we will support you at November Project. You don't even have to share them with us. But we're gonna pat you on the back and tell you to keep going on the stairs and go a little bit farther next PR day. You know, you don't have to share it with us, but if you do, we're here for you. And I think that's the coolest thing about November Project, because Glenn's really fast, a lot faster than me. And he keeps his goals usually to himself. But when he tells his close friends, which I'm fortunate enough to be one of them, I have the chance to support him and to give him the biggest of hugs after he Boston qualifies and New York Marathon qualifies at the Louisiana Marathon this past year, in his 4th marathon. It is really cool to have this community, and all you have to do is just show up. That's it. Like, and it's free. We literally ask for nothing besides you to stand in front of us and maybe listen to us. And half the people still don't listen, but they do show up, and that's what's cool. So, to wrap up my story, I want you to know 2 things. One, if there's something that makes you uncomfortable, do it. Especially if you think it's something you want to do. Like, go and do it. And be uncomfortable until it finally becomes comfortable, and then find the next thing. Don't stay stagnant. The second thing is just show up. Please. It will change your life, and a lot of these people here have shown up. But if you are in this building and listening to me, tomorrow at 6 a.m. we will be at Champion Square, and you should just show up.
Guys, I got one last thing to add. She said 2. Third thing, and one of the most basic things that we want you to know about November Project is that we are weatherproof. And it doesn't just mean the weather. It means that you just show up to our locations at our times, any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, the entire year, and we will be there. And hopefully you will too. So thanks for sitting through this, listening to us, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Great.
Since we already ran over our time.
Only 5 minutes over. It's November Project time.
Thank you.